Hey guys, welcome back to Heroes of the Storm. Today I want to bring you a video answering a question, or trying to answer a question that a lot of people have had for a while, and that question is, are warriors back? And basically the problem is, in the last recent patch, since the introduction of Johanna, and then subsequently it was made worse by the introduction of Leoric, the state of warriors in the game has been, if you're not playing Johanna or you're not playing Leoric, you're playing the game wrong. Muradin can kind of get can get involved in some situations, and in really isolated examples, you can even get E.T.C involved. But heroes like Diablo and Stitches, and even heroes like Rexar and some of the newer ones, just haven't been able to make the cut. Really, they're just not good enough at all. And the reason for that is they either have a lack of CC, or just not enough mobility, or they're just too easy to kill, and stuff like that. And basically what Blizzard have tried to do in the latest patch is they've tried to bring all the warriors to a level playing field. And what they've done is they've done this by buffing Chen and Stitches and E.T.C and Diablo, and buffing loads of heroes, and really trying to bring them up on par with Leoric and Johanna. Now, I don't think they've done this. I think that they haven't achieved this goal entirely. I feel that they have almost got it, and I feel that what will need to be done is a little bit more buffs to specific heroes. But I do like the situation that they've put the warriors in. So Stitches is my favourite warrior by quite some margin. I think he's just an awesome character. I've really enjoyed his introduction in World of Warcraft, and I think he's just good fun. But the problem with him is, and this isn't a balance problem, this is a design, this is how this hero works, is he's kind of a one-trick pony. You get the hook at level 10, you get the hook, and then you get the gorge, or whatever. Or you can build him for damage. You can't build him for both of those things. If you build him for the hook and gorge destroy a person combo, which is fine, you won't excuse me, you won't have that much damage to back it up. And if you build him for damage, you won't have the hook gorge combo to isolate and get a quick kill. And that's fine. That's exactly how it should work. But the problem is without that CC and without that kind of things that other tanks have, such as CC and the mobility and the hard engage and stuff like that, it's actually really, really difficult for Stitches to do anything. And what they've tried to do is they've tried to buff up Stitches' warriors, and they've done this across the board. They've tried to buff it. And have they succeeded? Kind of. What I mean by that is they're on the right track, but they just need to do a little bit more. So Stitches, as you know, he's got the hook. That's Stitches' best move by far. You hook, you grab someone, you pull them back. That has not been touched, does no more damage. The cooldown is the same, the mana cost is the same. What has been changed drastically is Stitches' talents. And I'm just going to talk about Stitches here. Basically, with E.T.C and Chen and Arthas, Anub'arak, Diablo's been changed quite significantly. And Johanna and Leoric have been nerfed. And Muradin has pretty much stayed the same. A few animation changes from Muradin, nothing drastic. Everyone else has just been buffed around the board. The only person who's had real significant changes to them are Diablo for like the 7th time or something stupid. He's been changed so many times, and Stitches. So I'm kind of going to go over Stitches changes here, and kind of give you guys an example of how he can be used now. So at level 1, there's the classic Heavy Slam, and there is Chew Your Food. Both of these talents existed before the changes, and they're pretty good talents, relatively well balanced. They are, obviously, if you're going for the slam build, you need to take this, and that means you cannot take any self-healing, max health, or ability damage reduction. You also can't take either of the two new talents. First one is Dampen Magic. It's block, but for ability damage. I think this is an amazing talent. I think this talent should be on more. I think this is just like a block talent, and it should be on way more heroes. I think loads of heroes could really benefit from this. I think it'd be really interesting to put this on a talent with block. On tier 1 with block, so you can take it so depending on how they work, you can really get to work on it. I really honestly think that this talent, if put onto more tanks at level 1, will really drastically change the meta in a favourable way, and move it away from the current mage Kel'Thas Jaina assassin that it is at the moment. And also he gets hungry for more, which is regen globes max health by 30. This will obviously scale out of control if you can get like 20. It means you end up getting 600 more health, which is just ridiculous, in all honesty. And then of course you have Heavy Slam, which is for damage. So what you can do, and this kind of sets out how Stitches works, is you can either take the self-healing if you really have no healer and you're really going to struggle to keep yourself alive. You can take Dampen Magic if they have Jaina, Kel'Thas and another spellcaster, or they just have Jaina and Kel'Thas as their damage. You can take Hungry for More if you just want to be a body that's difficult for people to deal with, or you can take Heavy Slam to increase his damage. This is good. This puts you on 4 different paths which you can use and you can amplify or modify as the levels advance. I like Hungry for More because it means you're just a body that you're quite difficult to deal with. Yeah, and it puts you in a good spot, and one of Stitch's problems is that he doesn't have that much health. This gets rid of that problem. This puts him on a par with Diablo in terms of health that he has if you play well, which of course is up to the player, and you can improve that aspect of your game. That's good. Level 4, Amplified Healing, very good for a tank to have early on. If you have a burst healer or a sustain healer or just any healer that you know is going to give you a lot of heals, Amplified Healing is going to be incredibly good. This is going to work well in the body build, or yeah, quite a lot of them. He has Mercenary Lord, which is very interesting. You can't, but you can maybe take this so he has a much more strong laning phase. Don't think this is ever going to be worth it, but it's really interesting to put it on him. Vile Cleaver, which is going to be good for if you want to deal like kind of basic attack damage, which is a build you can go with him now. And then Slam, which is of course that'll go into the Slam build. So again, you have these obvious things that you can really adapt Stitches, and obviously Amplified Healing is probably going to be the go-to one most of the time because you're probably going to have a healer with you. Level 7, things get increasingly interesting. Now, you have Toxic Gas. All these were the same before, but basically the point I'm trying to get at is that you can build Stitches in a number of ways, and that means that by the time you get to the late game, when his one trick, Get Kills, isn't that effective anymore, because the health pools, the survivability, the talents, people have Bolt of the Storm and Ice Block and stuff like that, by the time he gets to that point where that isn't that good, he's able to do other things, even if those other things are just not die, which is fine, which is absolutely workable. He has Tenderizer, which is obviously really, really good, and he has the other stuff, so if he needs to do damage, he can. I actually quite like Tenderizer. I think it's really, really good. I think it's just incredibly strong. And of course, at level 10, you've got the 2 ults. If you don't know what these ults are now, try them out. But basically, that's what it works. And then if you take Gorge, which you would take Gorge because, you know, you're being a tank, and then you just go on, whack the level to level 16. Where's level 16? Over here. Oh god, it reset all my talents. Okay, hang on, give me a sec. So at level 13, you're going. It's kind of the same, really. You can just take like self-healing. If we're going for a Devour build, it's called Devour, isn't it? Yeah, a Devour build. You can go for make a Wrestling, or most of the time, if you're going for a tank build, you go for Relentless, and then at level 16, you go for Fishing Hook. So what these talent changes do is they mean that by this point at level 16, he still has that trick of the old Hook Gorge combo, which is still incredibly strong. But at this point, he is like, obviously I don't have any of them, but I would have them in an actual game. You'd have so much more HP than this, and you would really start to become, or you would be at this point, a big body, which is so difficult for them to deal with. And that's what I wanted them to do with Warriors. I want them to have these phases in the game that they didn't really have, and as a result, it's actually working well. So, basically, have they fixed Warriors? No. They're much closer than they were before, but Johanna is still, or Johanna and Leoric are still dominant. I think the biggest benefitors from this patch are, in terms of Warriors, are Chen and E.T.C. E.T.C's stun increase on his Q means that he can now Q into the team and hit Mosh Pit, and they have, I'm pretty sure, I tried to time it right, but if you hit them in the last portion of the stun, because as soon as you get hit by it, the stun doesn't refresh at all, so if you're hit by it at the start of the stun, you will actually suffer less of a stun than before. But if you hit them over halfway through the stun and then immediately go into Mosh Pit, I'm pretty sure it's impossible for them to get out of it, which is a huge, huge deal. It means that the Mosh Pit combo becomes incredibly, incredibly strong. The problem at the moment with E.T.C is he's still too easy to kill. Guitar solo is good, but I think it should scale just way more. I think by the end game that should be so difficult for him to deal with, to the point of which it might even become like a 2-tick heal. I don't know how it works, but I think the guitar solo is good, but it's just a pathetically small amount of a heal for the cooldown it has. But other than that, I think they're going in the right direction. I think they should keep at it. I think they should stick with it. Give Stitches a go. If you haven't yet, if you have access to the PTR, which you should do, if you just change the realm to PTR, you should be able to give them a go and try out some of your Warriors. You'll have a lot of fun with it. They seem to have made Stitches changed Stitches hook back. So if you guys, oh, I missed him. He moved forward. How dare he? If you guys remember ages ago when I used to play Stitches a lot. Stitch's hook was claimed that the hitbox was way too generous, and I kind of agree with that. It was really quite generous. I wouldn't say overly so, but it was incredibly generous, and it was quite easy for you to hit it, even though you haven't hit it, or it does not let you hit them. But what they've done now is they've changed that ever so slightly, and so it feels like it's a lot easier to hit. I don't know what it is about it, but it feels like it's a lot more realistic to hit, because there are certain times where you would be highlighted. So if you see here, the highlighted minion is, or the highlighted whoever is the person that will get hit by it, and there was times where Arthas would be highlighted and it wouldn't hit him. So now I could be quite far away from him and it will actually hit him, so it's like there. Whereas before, that would never have hit him. It would like, you see how it's just clipping his circle box and it's hitting him. Before, that would never have happened. I don't know what they've changed, but I really like it. I'm not sure if Stitches is back yet. If he is, he's definitely part of a 2-tank team. Definitely can't solo tank. There's no way in hell he can solo tank. Actually, I want to try this. Wait. Wait, I want to play a game. Oh, I'm so bad at video games, man. I wonder if there's a needle here. Where's the needle? Ah! See? I'm gonna get him. Oh, come on. That's never gonna get him. Got him. Oh god, what the hell? Nope, that was awful. Oh god. Oh god, when there's so many minions down here, it's so difficult to hit him. Oh god, I got him. Bring him in. Take him to the knights. Slam. Here you go, knights. I go on this guy. No, not me. Him. Ah. Damn it! How dare they? God, stop moving, dude. Okay, I'm just having fun now. Yeah. Try this patch out. It's great fun. Give Stitches a go. Give E.T.C a go. And just try out Chen if you like those heroes before at any point in the alpha. You're probably going to enjoy them now. Leoric and Johanna are still incredibly strong. I think Warriors have been the real focus of this patch. There's been a few changes to the Butcher and Zeratul, but nothing massive. Zeratul just been nerfed a little bit. But I think Warriors have been the main focus of this patch. Lieutenant Morales seems incredibly strong, but only if paired with someone like Tyrande. As a result, I think Tyrande is now incredibly strong. Yeah. I think the changes in this patch are going to be felt for a long while after the patch has actually landed. That's been my thoughts on this patch. Thank you for watching. If you have any opinions, you disagree with what I've said or you agree with what I've said, please let me know. It's always appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. I have been Mr. G, and I'll see you next time.